Michael's truck is parked in his driveway with a thin layer of dust on the hood, and it's been there long enough that he genuinely couldn't tell you the last time he washed it. Not because he's lazy. The day he drove that Toyota Tacoma home, he glanced at it from the kitchen window every hour with excitement. 4 months later, he doesn't even bother to wash bird poo off it. And most people, the second that happens, open up a dealership website on their phone, scrolling listings on their lunch break, convinced the boredom means it's time for something new. Michael didn't. He just kept driving the truck he had. His neighbor traded in his pickup twice in the time Michael has kept the same one. Different brand both times, bigger screen on the dashboard, a grille that looked a little more aggressive in the showroom lighting. Each time that same 4-month stretch came and went, and each time a new set of loan papers showed up on his kitchen table before the truck ever had the chance to feel ordinary for long. There's an actual explanation for what happens during that 4-month stretch, and almost nobody knows it has a name. Psychologists call it hedonic adaptation. A new truck in the driveway gets noticed every single day at first. Then one morning, it just doesn't, and the brain has quietly filed it next to everything else that's become background. That's not a flaw in the truck. That's not a flaw in Michael. The same thing happens with a new phone sitting on a nightstand, a new pair of shoes in a closet, and a new couch in a living room. The noticing always fades. It's not optional. It happens to everyone who's ever bought anything in their lifetime. Most people see that fading and read it as a sign something's wrong, so they go back to the dealership lot. New trim package, new model year, new stack of papers signed on top of whatever's left of the old stack. Michael's loan papers were marked paid in full at month 60. That was the actual moment that mattered, standing in his kitchen holding that paperwork, deciding what to do next. Drive back to the lot and sign a new stack, or keep the truck and set up an automatic transfer for that same dollar amount instead. He kept the truck. He set up the transfer. The money kept leaving his checking account on the same day every month. It just stopped landing at the bank and started landing in a brokerage account instead. Here's the part most people never sit with long enough to feel it. A car loan is one of the only major debts a person carries that hands them a folder of paperwork showing they own less and less of something every year, instead of more. A mortgage payment ends in a deed with a name on it. A car loan spends years with the truck worth less than the balance still owed on it, and only catches up to even right around the time most people are already signing for the next one. A new truck loses close to 20% of its value after month 12. By year 5, it's lost somewhere near 60%. Trade in every 3 years, and a person spends their entire life signing for that same steep drop on a fresh vehicle over and over, calling it an upgrade each time. Michael's neighbor with the 2 trade-ins has now signed for that same steep drop 3 separate times on 3 separate trucks. Michael bought 1 truck and is still driving it. The dust on his hood is the only thing that changed. So here's where Michael's money actually went, and this is the only stretch of the video that's going to have a lot of numbers in it, so stay with it. $770 a month. That's the national average car payment right now. Instead of a check going to a lender, that same amount became a recurring deposit into an S&P 500 index fund inside Michael's brokerage account. Open that account at the end of year 1, and the balance on the screen reads about $9,600. Michael put in $9,240 of his own money. The rest came from the market's long-term return of 8%. In year 5, the screen reads around $56,600. Michael's own deposits add up to $46,200. Year 10, the screen reads over $141,000. His deposits total $92,400. Year 20, the screen reads over $453,000. His deposits total $184,800.
Year 30, the screen reads north of $1.1 million. Michael's own deposits across 3 full decades add up to $277,200. Everything past that number showed up on the screen without him doing anything except leaving it alone. Same paycheck the entire time, same job. The only thing that changed is 1 transfer every single month for 30 years. It's worth slowing down on what $1.1 million on a screen actually changes, because the number by itself doesn't land the way it should. That's not boat money. Picture Michael at 58, walking out of an office for the last time because the account lets him. Picture his neighbor at 58, still sitting at a desk, still signing for a truck payment because his account never built up enough to let him leave. Old trucks break down. Some people think that wipes out the gap. Let's actually check that instead of assuming it. That $770 payment adds up to $9,240 a year, every year, with zero exceptions, forever. Give Michael a pretty brutal year. A mechanic hands him a $3,000 bill for a transmission mount and a wheel bearing in the same visit. He's still over $6,200 ahead that single year, and that's the disaster scenario, not the normal one. Most years aren't disaster scenarios. Most years, it's an oil change done for under $100. Even in a bad decade with two separate $3,000 repair bills, the balance on Michael's screen barely dips before climbing again the next month. The actual cost of ownership data backs this up every time someone runs it. Repairs are consistently the smallest expense across a vehicle's life. Depreciation and loan interest are what actually drain a bank account, and a paid-off truck removes both of those completely. Old cars cost more isn't a fact. It's a sentence people repeat instead of opening a calculator. Here's something worth noticing while Michael's truck sits in his driveway, paid off and covered in dust. Nobody at the dealership gets a commission the day a customer decides to keep what they already own. Not the salesman, not the finance office, not the bank processing the old loan. Loan terms have stretched longer and longer for exactly this reason. A 7-year loan produces a smaller number on the monthly statement than a 5-year loan for the same truck, even though the total owed is larger. A smaller number on a piece of paper is easier to sign for, even when it costs more in the end. Survey real millionaires about what's actually parked in their driveways, and the photos aren't exotic at all. Toyota, Honda, Ford. A large share of high-net-worth households don't have a single luxury vehicle parked outside their house. The showroom full of fresh trim packages isn't where most of that money is sitting. It's usually a few driveways over, next to a truck with dust on the hood. Open a compound growth calculator and type in your own monthly payment, then run it across a few different timelines. It takes about 2 minutes, and most people stare at the screen for a second longer than they expected to, because the number that comes back is bigger than they thought and harder to close the tab on. None of this means drive a truck into the ground no matter what, and it's worth being honest about when that changes. Newer safety features really do help. Automatic emergency braking, the kind that hits the brakes for you, has been shown to cut certain crashes nearly in half, and that's not worth skipping just to prove a point. Not every truck ages the same way either. A well-kept Toyota Tacoma at year 10 and a complicated European car like a BMW at year 10 are not the same bet, and treating them like the same risk is its own kind of expensive mistake. And for some people, the vehicle is the job. A contractor who needs his truck to haul tools, a delivery driver who can't work without a working vehicle, somebody with no backup car sitting in the driveway. For those people, reliability isn't a preference, it's what keeps a paycheck from disappearing on the day something breaks. That still matters. Most of the time, though, the thing actually pushing someone back to the dealership isn't the engine. It's a truck that stopped getting a second glance 4 months in.
So, picture Michael one more time. His Toyota Tacoma truck sitting in that driveway with dust on the hood, nobody slowing down to look at it anymore. That image is the entire video, not the screen full of numbers. A man who stopped glancing at his own truck and let it stay parked there instead of signing a new stack of papers every few years to keep getting that glance back. His neighbor is going to sign another stack soon, right on schedule, for a truck that'll stop getting a second glance in about 4 months too. What's your car payment? Or your truck payment? Drop the number in the comments. If you don't have a payment, drop your old monthly payment and what you're doing with that money now. If this changed how you look at your own spending, subscribe. There's more of this coming.